I was rolling back from a grueling court session when I spotted the wreckage from afar. My truck slowed, tires grinding gravel as I stared, gut punched. The old wooden bridge, 3 generations strong on my family's Willow Creek ranch, was gone. Splintered planks littered the riverbanks, some sinking, others drifting. I leaped out, boots slipping in the dirt. That bridge wasn't just planks, it was legacy, built by my grandpa, fixed by my dad, restored by me. Moreover, it was a federally protected historic site. Now, a neon orange sign flapped nearby, Cedar Grove Community Alliance logo bold, with a smug note. Unauthorized structure removed for safety, CGCA compliance. My hands shook as I snapped photos from every angle, rage simmering. They didn't just trash a bridge, they crossed a federal judge. They didn't know yet, but I'd make them regret it, slow and legal. A voice cut through. "Judge, you okay?" Hank Morse, my ranch hand and old friend, gaped at the mess. "Who did this?" "CGCA," I said ice cold. His eyes widened. "The ones who swore they didn't care about your land?" I nodded. "Now this. They thought I was just a rancher, cattle, dirt, no fight. Not someone with a black robe and justice system ties." I'd hold that card close, for now. Days earlier, I'd noticed oddballs near my fence. Polo shirts, clipboards, maybe surveyors. I'd shrugged it off. Now, I knew that CGCA was plotting. Hank and I gathered shattered boards, the silence heavy. The bridge's loss cut off half my land. No crossing the creek. That evening, I hit the CGCA office, a glossy box too fancy for our rural patch. Glass doors, stone facade, broken fountain. The receptionist barely looked up. "Help you. I want whoever okayed tearing down my bridge," I said. "Name?" "Judge Elliot Reed." No spark in her eyes. She tapped her screen. "You're not CGCA, sir." "I know, my land's not yours." That bridge wasn't either. Confusion flickered, but a tall, balding guy, Preston Lyle, VP, strode out. "Problem?" he asked, arms crossed. I kept cool. "Why'd you destroy a historic structure on protected private land?" He chuckled. "That old thing? A hazard. Homeowners complained. Looked unsafe. File with the county? State? Feds?" I pressed. He shrugged. "Didn't need to. Thought we were helping." "You weren't," I said. "And you made a massive mistake." He smirked. "If it's a permit, we'll sort it, judge or not. My ranch isn't yours. Never was, never will." The receptionist's eyes widened. Preston stayed cocky. Maybe it's time it joined us. There it was, control, not safety. They wanted my land for fees, clout, and expansion. Game on. That night, I called Nora Tate at the Interior Department. The bridge was federally listed for 25 years, records, inspections, and a 1998 county piece on its heritage. CGCA demolished a landmark on my land without clearance, a federal crime. Wheels turned, but I kept quiet. The next day, I parked by the river, planting crime scene, federal land signs, and caution tape. Hank laughed. "Serious?" "Deadly," I said. "We rigged trail cams and motion sensors, not for vandals, for proof." CGCA wasn't done. 2 nights later, at midnight, my phone pinged. A cam tripped. 3 guys in black crept across the creek, flashlights dim, kicking signs, snapping pics, planting flags to claim my land as public. I called Hank. "Trespassers, move." We rolled out in my ATV, lights off, silent through the trees. Cold air bit, leaves crunched. We caught them. 1 dropped a clipboard and bolted, 2 played lost. I flipped the headlights, freezing them. My photos clicked, then I said, "You're trespassing on federally protected land." Faces paled. Excuses stumbled. They ran. Hank chuckled. "Wrong ranch." Morning, I compiled it all. Cam clips, timestamps, CGCA's bridge memo, sealing it for my federal contact. But a boom shook the ranch. Smoke billowed. My shed was ablaze. Hank yelled, "They hit it." Flames devoured tools, wire, and feed. A gas can's shards lay nearby. Not an accident, arson. We hosed it, too late. They'd lit a fuse they couldn't snuff. Sleepless, I scoured footage. 1 trespasser from days prior slunk to the shed at dusk, then a flash, boom. I sent it to my lawyer, Clara Holt, and Ben Walsh, a U.S. Marshal Buddy. This was no HOA spat. Arson on protected land screamed crime. Sheriff's deputies arrived by morning. Deputy Nate, young, blinked at my badge. Federal judge? Yup, and that shed's on historic turf. By noon, state police and bomb techs swarmed, confirming intent. No word from CGCA, calm before their storm. Days passed. Ash lingered. I wired cams everywhere. No chances. Hank was grabbing supplies when a knock came. A suit. Wes Salton smiled. Mr. Reed. Judge Reed. I corrected. From CGCA, proposing zoning expansion, including your ranch. I laughed. You torched my shed, trashed my bridge, trespassed, and now this. His smile twitched. We didn't save it. One more step. I drag your board to federal court. He left, pale. That afternoon, Preston emailed, a mealy-mouthed community meeting invite to clear misunderstandings. I forwarded it to Ben, let them dig. Then, my internet died. No storm, just off. Outside, yellow-vested workers yanked my telecom box. Ridgecom, CGCA's provider, the lead said, removing HOA gear. I showed my deed. This ain't yours, mine. He stammered. CGCA said it's theirs. I filmed. You're stealing private property on someone's say-so. He fled. Another report was filed, digital theft now. The next day, Hank brought a letter, red-stamped, foreclosure intent. CGCA claimed $30,000 in dues, fines, nonsense. All fake, threatening seizure in 30 days. My ranch, Grandpa's sweat, Dad's hands, targeted. I whispered, war it is. From my safe, I pulled a sealed federal injunction and dialed Marshal Luke Morse. Got a property case? Always, he said. Send it. This one's big. I emailed everything. Bridge, shed, trespass, foreclosure. By dawn, it hit the federal docket, expedited. 3 days later, Sarah Klein, DOJ investigator, called. Judge, I'm leading your case. Site visits soon? I'm here, I said. We're probing HOA overreach nationwide. Yours might kick it off. That day, Hank and I walked the land, tense, waiting. A white sedan idled by my gate and then sped off. I logged the plate, Ridgecoms. Surveillance, not expansion. CGCA slipped again. My north pasture gate swung open at night, cattle loose. Hank and I tracked them for 2 hours, herding them from the woods. The chain was cut, sabotage, risking lives. I alerted Sarah, filed reports, and set federal flags. The defense was done. I'd bring the fight. Court came fast, packed, reporters, ranchers, CGCA folks. Preston swaggered in, 3 lawyers deep, smirking like he'd won. I sat, suit crisp, no robe, with Clara. Judge Mara Tate, an old ally, nodded. Case 449, Reed versus CGCA. Clara stood. Your Honor, CGCA demolished a protected bridge, committed arson, trespassed, and filed false liens, thinking Judge Reed couldn't fight. He can. She laid it bare, clips, emails, shed ash, gate cuts, fake foreclosure. Preston's lawyer cried, exaggeration, blaming map errors. Mara scoffed. Errors don't explode sheds. She ruled. Injunction granted. CGCA barred from my land. Fines, or contact, pending trial. Preston's grin cracked. Pins scribbled. News erupted. Judge sues HOA for arson, fraud. Stories poured in. Vets, widows, and parents bullied by HOAs over flags, flowers, and fences. My case lit a fuse. CGCA fought dirty. A black SUV, with no plates, idled late. The driver, slick, leaned out. Quiet guy, loud mess. Drop it. Hank gripped his rifle. I waved him off. I spot liars. You're scared. He peeled out. I reported it to Sarah, private muscle, maybe developers. I held a press conference by the shed scar, calm. This isn't my land. It's unchecked power. CGCA broke laws, thinking no one could stop them. I did. CGCA bled. The treasurer quit, then 2 board members. Preston clung on, tied to Peak Pulse Realty, eyeing my land for smart estates. Subpoenas hit him, RICO whispers grew. I called Troy Baxter, a restorer from a courthouse job. Rebuild the bridge, exact. Work began. Ranchers, carpenters, and kids joined, tools humming. Food arrived. Hands shook mine. Burn M. Judge. Mid-build, we found a tin box under the old beam. 1946 blueprints. Grandpa's note. To my sons, grandsons, may this bridge bind us, storms be damned. I teared up, not for loss, for roots. One night, Hank burst in, they're at it. By the bridge, near done, bulldozers loomed, Preston smirking, no permit, hazard. I snatched his folder, forged maps, fake signatures. Felony, I said. He shrugged, county's mine. I faced him. I'm not folding, I'm serving. SUVs screeched. Luke flashed his badge. Preston Lyle, trespass, interference, cuffed. Preston screamed as they hauled him off. The bridge stood. A week later, Sarah called. Peak Pulse funded CGCA. Offshore, land grabs. Accounts frozen. Drones buzzed my ranch. Trackers dropped. I built net guns, snagged 9, and fed them to the feds. Peak Pulse shells. Sunday, we finished the bridge. Crowds cheered as I nailed a gold bolt, flag rising. A suit offered millions for the ranch. I tossed it in the creek. Legacy's not for sale. Mara called. They pled guilty. Board, Peak Pulse. You won. Stars glowed over the bridge. Quiet mine. Hank grinned. Sell? Not for all Texas. Peace held. Not loud, just true. CGCA learned. Don't touch a judge's bridge.